Good evening, everyone, and welcome to an episode of the V Report. It's your girl, Nora Natish, and we're back on this very cold Wednesday in DC. Rick, say hello to the people.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's Rick Sincere, MTMV Sports. I'm very happy to be here today.
Yes. Well, today is also International Women's Day, and since this is the woman, the host, the girl, she gonna brag on herself real quick for 1 second. So, your girl Norna Tish literally started her sports career off of tweeting, like literally tweeting on Twitter. And someone took one of my tweets and they just went ignorant. I got the opportunity to write for a bunch of different websites. And from there, I actually ended up meeting Rick after I was on the radio a few times and he interviewed me as well for his show. And from there, I went from a girl on Twitter just tweeting about football to a girl who owns her own podcast. Okay, so a podcast owner, radio host, sports personality, philanthropist, got my own foundation, period. Okay, mentor, mentee. So it's just a few of the titles that I wear on my head besides founder and CEO. So, I just want to say happy International Women's Day to all the women out there because when you are a boss chick and you can talk your talk, ain't no one gonna stop you from doing that. So happy International Day, ladies. Happy also International Day, ladies, to International Day to the women in Rick's life. His amazing wife Crystal, who supports our show, and his sisters, and his mother, his grandmother, all the women in his life. We're gonna definitely shout out all women today. And while we're still shouting out women, I have to let something be known very clear. This is our show. But that V on there stands for Vonora. So when you got something to say about me, that's cool. I can joke on myself as much as I want, make fun of myself every day if I want to. Which you can do. You can make fun of me too if you want. But you gotta complain about what I'm saying. Check your facts first before you come to me. And that's how I'm gonna leave it because we're gonna have a good show, talk about some good stuff. But again, if you got something to say to me, come to me. Don't talk about my show. Don't try to justify yourself on here. That's not what we do here. So I hope we have to have that conversation again. All right, Rick, let's talk John Morant.
Say the name, say the name. You
If I see
acting
the
kind of
name, I'm gonna be
shady.
in
Not
court.
calling them.
If this type of chick
Say
sends you
the
to
name,
court,
say the name.
and I'm doing a good job, y'all. Shout out to me. I have not cussed. I want to cuss. I did not cuss. Come on, God, let him use me. Let him use me.
I wanna know what you saying. I know that you not playing. Say it all again. Say the name. Say the name.
See,
All right.
Rick trying to get me back in the courtroom, man. He trying to get this chick to sue me.
All right, here we go. So we got 5 on the clock. What we talking about? V, go for it.
Oh, John Morant, my little NBA crush. Also, pause. Rick, are you feeling old? Because I'm realizing that John Morant is 23 years old. I thought this man was 27. I thought he was near the around the corner for me. This man's younger than my oldest nephew. I'm sitting here like, not my NBA crush being younger than my nephew. I that
Listen,
hurt. That hurt.
well, it shouldn't hurt. I mean, based on your crush list, I mean, what is it? Most of those guys are pretty young. Yeah, yeah.
Whoa.
No, not not Florida young.
Whoa, dude.
Not your Florida teacher young. I'm just saying like young, you know what I mean? Like
Well,
around
not
like
Garrett. Well,
23,
he's not
24,
young.
25, right? So
Well,
that's
my oldest crush is Tim Duncan, which he can still come and dunk it
somebody say
over
it's the
here.
face fella.
Not Stella. I didn't know that boy was 23 years old. I had no idea. So I was like,
I
oh,
can hold up in court. All right, so
oh no. So John Morant, my little
I
young
didn't
crush.
know.
See, she gets it. She gets it. That boy fine. So, but anyway, homie want to start shaking the glizzy up in the camera at the strip club. Only thing should be shaking at the strip club in them cheeks. So I don't even know why
Dollar,
we
dollar
shaking
bills should be shaking at the strip club.
dollar bills, and you should be clapping up in the strip club.
I was trying
But
to avoid
guns,
that
no, boo
part.
boo. I'm just saying the truth. That's what should
Now,
be
here's the thing: was he in
clap
the
for it.
strip club when he started showing the gun? It looked like he was at the house.
It
Was
looked like
he
because
in the
the
club?
purple like ruse of color. I think he was in the strip
Okay,
club. Yeah,
okay.
and I was just like, okay, there's a lot of things that if I was a dude or if I'm a strip club, I'm gonna flex some money, like put like a stat, like a few racks right here, like yeah, I'm that dude, or like have them cheeks shaking in the video, but instead you're gonna shake your gun. Like to me, it's like, dude, nothing click. Like if I don't see little baby doing it anymore, I'm gonna separate little baby from the rest of the other rappers because we all know some of shit. This weekend I learned some King Von lyrics that I didn't know. Okay.
Word.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, he's really about that life. But
Okay.
whoa. So I'm just saying, like, that was a huge mistake.
Now, here's
And no,
go.
you go.
I just want to bring up something, right? I just want to bring up something. Um, Somebody brought this up. Skip brought this up, I believe.
Oh my God, you got to get my anxiety up to a billion.
Maybe. Um, let's ask, what if Buddy is really like this? Like, what if it
Oh,
wasn't a mistake? He really liked that. Like, what if we just underestimating Ja's gangster? Is there any possibility that that's true?
even if that is true, dude, you officially hold like it's something. This is why I believe that should be taught to young athletes. Like, if I can't have a master class, come on, God, and put it into the work about their image. Rick can read that in a second. Their image is that they have to learn how to switch from their original lives to now they're in the spotlight lives because I only learned the gritty dance because Ja did it and all my nephews are doing it. The younger set. And now I'm
You
like,
learned
I
that
don't
from
even
the
want.
NFL season, though. Justin Jefferson made that hot before it was
Yeah,
over.
but it just
Ja.
he just make it sexy. So you just want to learn how to do it. 'Cause the little kids doing it. I'm saying yeah, I'm gonna be the old auntie not knowing what the little gritty did. I was like, what the heck are they doing? But like, I'm gonna learn. And it's just like I just feel like once you make that crossover from your original life to now your professional life, you literally hit the nail. Everybody that these bunch of kids are trying to hit. They want to go to the NBA. They want to be a star. You are not only in the NBA, you're a star. Why can't you set? You gotta be able to learn to separate even if you are from the streets and that's your life, separate it. And also, it's a perfect example that not everybody can come with you because I have been, I'm gonna tell you all my business. I have been in situations where I could be bugged out and I'm like, and put the camera in my face, and my friends will snatch it like you got too much to lose. Not one person snatched that camera from that boy.
Time.
Now you bugging, like, nah, because they think that's cute. They think it's okay to be bugged out.
That's time. And
Well, told you we're gonna talk about Ja Morant. So that's what I have to say about that.
no. You're absolutely right. Nobody stopped him. Yo, right now we have a video on my feelings are shared on our Instagram. Go to our Instagram, right? Look up MTMV Sports. We got one video. Look at our reels. One reel is going crazy. It's at 112,000 views right now. Go check that out. When you check it out, what you'll see there is a verse from Averb, who's a battle rapper, who is basically screaming my heart to T Morant and Ja Morant. So go check that out, y'all. And let's hit some comments really quick. We got C. Read that out. What you got?
No thought at all. When we're talking about Ja Morant, he didn't think at all when he was doing these things.
Big facts. Rick, you might not want to talk about them clubs. Black Rose might come for you since y'all's manufactured relationship is over. Listen, I've been washed clean in the blood of Jesus, and Black Rose can't find me. But if
Where
she
Black
starts,
Rose is, I guess she must have shook them cheeks good. Cause he been brought up now. I'm like, where did that come from, boys? Who's that from? I'm in the business.
See, here's the thing. Normally when people name specific people, it's not about you. All right, so liking your wife's picture on Facebook and stuff. Yep, you gotta watch out for that kind of stuff. Voice. All right, what we got next week?
All right. Well, while we're staying in basketball for one more second, Paul Gasol. You guys all know him. He was a Laker. He retired his jersey, but not just any type of Laker. He was one of Kobe's closest friends. Actually, I believe one of his children is named after. I forgot. It's like some type of name they did for the like his. I think his daughter, Paul Gasol's daughter, that's similar to Gianna's name because that's how close the families are. He retired his jersey and he gave a really beautiful speech. And I just want to like just give him his flowers for a second because that's not easy. Because he said that one thing he said that resonated with me because as a grieving counselor, yes, and add counselor to that list. Period. I'm really that chick, but like he said that I wish others were here. He was talking about Kobe and Gianna. I believe he's Gianna Gigi's godfather. I know that past pain. And he brought up in his speech, he just got emotional because his jersey was actually hung next to Kobe's on in the Lakers arena. And I know that he just needed. I just want to give him a shout out because that's a huge day, and I understand how it is on your huge day to not have everybody that you love there physically, but they were there spiritually to see that beautiful moment. He deserved to have his jersey hanged up as well. So just wanted to give him that shot while we're still in NBA world.
That's awesome. Listen, I remember when Paul Gasol was basically challenged to step up, right? The Lakers had kind of, faced off against the Voices Celtics, and they were really struggling. Like they weren't that great, right? And they got close, but the Celtics basically overpowered them, outmanned them. And it was a challenge to Kobe, but the real challenge was to Paul Gasol, who needed to step up, right? And be something different. Needed to either be tougher, be more wild, because you're going up against Kevin Garnett, and Kevin Garnett is a real tester of people's manhood. I'm gonna just call him that. He is a manhood tester. And Paul Gasol got his checked, and basically he went into the offseason and came back that next season ready to rock and ready to be a more aggressive Paul Gasol. And that aggressive Paul Gasol, coupled with a remarkable Kobe Bryant, but always a remarkably motivated Kobe Bryant, really challenged those Celtics and beat them in the championship and really cemented Kobe Bryant's legacy. So beating that monster, right? The three-headed monster, and that's how they overcame it. And so shout out to Paul Gasol. I saw somebody say, is he greater than Anthony Davis? And that's in my book yet to be seen. But he sure was more healthy.
Okay.
And I mean, there's no argument about that.
And it's coming from a Lakers fan right here, y'all. So before we head to our quick commercial, Rick, LeBron's out. Do you think the Lakers will be able to pull it just in time to get into the playoffs?
No. Not only is LeBron out, but I've been seeing they went and got D'Angelo Russell. He hasn't been playing lately. AD is balling out of control as of last game. And I'm waiting to see if we're gonna, really see an uptick from this Lakers squad, but I don't think they can. There's not enough games left for them to kind of get to. Well, there's enough for them to get to where they need to go. At least I believe so. But I don't believe there's enough for them to lose the amount of games they're going to lose and win the amount of games they could possibly win to get to where they need to go. And so it seems a little late in the game for me. But let's see in the comments. Whole G League is better than AD because they play more.
Man, if the voice said that he don't like the Lakers, and you can say it clearer than that.
Fact.
I think it's time for us to play an ad, huh?
Yeah, let's play an ad. Let's rock with. We'll go with this one.
All right.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Yo, shout out to Ozell brand, but also shout out to The Voice. The Voice put this put the actual new commercial on his show, and when I saw it there, I was like, yo, why are we so behind? We need to be playing the latest version of the Ozell brand commercial, shot, edited, and staged all by our very own Will Smith. So shout out to The Voice, and shout out to Ozell brand. Right, it's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. Yes, shout out to you, Ozell Brand. And what a great commercial. Shout out to you, Will Smith, for shooting that commercial. Okay, I see y'all trying to ante up. I see ya. Well, since you saw Ozell, you saw how they were talking about football. Well, guess what? It's time for us to talk a little football. So before we get to the NFL, quick little XFL parades again. Come, that's your girl on the press box, period. Okay. So it was a good weekend for the XFL world and fans, because especially if you're a DC Defender fan, because you are in the top of the DC. And actually, XFL North, that's what it's called. Yeah, XFL North. So DC Defenders are the number 1 seed in the XFL North. So shout out to the Defenders for beating the Battlehawks this past week. They'll be playing the Vipers this Sunday. And we'll see, because your girl might be making an appearance there again. We don't know. But also, some of the team might be going to other games. So we will be keeping you guys up to date what's going on there. But I can say,
actually, let's not keep them up to date. Let's charge them to pray for us. We want to send The Voice to cover his squad.
Yep.
So you know what I mean? Like pray for us. We got our credential request in. We're trying to get that stuff going. So shout out to V for kicking us off. Pray for The Voice so he can knock that joint out the park. We want to be there at the XFL games. We want to be at all these games, actually. So if you're praying, pray for us to get to these spaces where we want to be so we can bring you exclusive content.
And also pray for us to get paid, y'all. Come on. We all about some paper stacks. Come on, pray for the monies. Pray for the monies. But guys, it was a great time, and I definitely had a lot of fun meeting a lot of the players and meeting some of the coaches. And some of the coaches, you do it too much for. Oh, no, I'm nasty. I'm about to be nasty. But like, I'm gonna say you doing too much. Like, don't be talking to people like you at NFL coach. Like, sit down. But anyway, it was a good time, and shout out to them, little cutie boys. Look at you, little babies. Look at y'all making your little dreams come true. I love it for them. So
they older than John Morant.
Nasty. So let's go to NFL world, because we got so much drama. And since Rick wants to be a nasty Nancy today, we're going to piss poor Derek Carr, who's going to be your quarterback. Hey, come on, Carr. But I will say to Rick,
this is what we're doing, because y'all just blew the whole bank on Daniel Jones, and
we didn't get there yet.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So you guys now officially have Derek Carr and not Jimmy G. How you feel? Because some people, and again, I will stand here and say, I do believe Derek Carr is better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I will not allow people to just kill Derek Carr like that. That young man is not horrible, and you will not convince me otherwise. But Rick, how do you feel as a Saints fan, and hopefully one day a Saints correspondent? Off script, you can. Because I didn't give up Christopher Lynch. I did not sign up Chris for our network. You can go somewhere. But anyway,
hey, I can't blame the man when he right. What am I supposed to say when he right? I don't know. I don't know what to say.
We don't even know. Anyway, like I was saying, how do you feel, Rick, about having Derek Carr as your new quarterback?
And here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go ahead and start that timer, because I'm about to go on the soliloquy here. Not for real. Here's how I feel about Derek Carr being our quarterback. Listen, for the last few years, or last 2 years, we've had the likes of Trevor Siemian, Jameis Winston, stop it. Andy Dalton, Taysom Hill, right? Taysom Hill and Ian Book. All these guys have been behind center for us, and they have collectively not been great. I'm not gonna,
not the Red Rifle. He wasn't great.
Stop it. So no, he was not. And what we have suffered from is what a lot of teams are suffering from, that we'll talk about, later on as we dive into that Lamar Jackson situation. But for this situation, listen, I like the fact that we have a guy who can possibly get us from point A to point B. Point A being we suck. Point B being we have a shot. And that is exactly what I'm excited about for Derek Carr. Did we blow the budget on him? No, actually, if you look at the contract, he'll only cost us $7 million this year, right? And that is enough for me to feel like we can field a team around him. He also adds in the possibility of keeping Michael Thomas. So we may be able to keep Michael Thomas as well, even though his contract is ridiculous, but it was designed to blow up. And that contract will blow. We'll probably have to release him, right? And then re-sign him. But listen, there's a guy in the Saints office, and we've interviewed him before, named Kai Harley. That guy is a cap genius. And with his genius, he has always brought us back from being down $50 million in the cap to being above it. And listen, right now you can go on, actually a lot of capologists can go in and clear about $30 million for us at any point. So am I excited about Derek Carr? I'm way more excited than I should be, because, his history doesn't give me, and I see you, Oscar. I see what's going on here. You look. Michael Thomas, the guy who never plays. Well, the last time he did play, Offensive Player of the Year, right? And so, and if actually before then, the last time he played, he actually had 2 touchdowns in that game against the Falcons. It really brought us back when we were down in the fourth quarter. Michael Thomas is still a dog. So listen, if he finally does play, he'll be worth it if we can do an incentive-laden contract. What I'm saying to you is this: I am excited about Derek Carr coming to New Orleans. He's the best thing. He's the best news we could have gotten. The only other news we could have got was possibly, getting, I don't know, Baker Mayfield, right? We're too far down in the draft. Who else are we going to get? We could possibly get Hendon Hooker, and that's still a possibility. But outside of that, we're going to miss out on the top 4 quarterbacks. We were in quarterback hell, and this is a little bit better than.
Y'all, did you hear Rick?
What'd I say?
Because
I said quarterback hell. How is quarterback?
Oh, need to get fine.
Look, I said quarterback hell. We were. If that is such a place, we were there, and we were heading back.
Football God, we can't do, but quarterback hell, we can do.
Stop judging.
Hey, welcome.
Welcome back, bro.
Yes, welcome. Okay, so you are happy with Derek Carr. And I think once you guys get a tight end, I think you guys are solid.
We have what's my guy's name? Oh my God. We have a tight end. I'm gonna just say that we have a tight end. I can't believe I'm forgetting my guy's name right now. But yeah, we have a tight end, Juwan Johnson. He played well last year, right? So Juwan Johnson played actually very well. He was our only weapon at times on offense. Him outside of Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed. We should have some weapons. Yeah, Olave was good. Rashid Shaheed actually came on late in the season as well. Once Alvin Kamara gets back from jail, we should have a pretty decent squad.
You're so not serious.
I'm just keeping it a buck. We should have a decent squad once Alvin Kamara gets back. So tell me about see, yeah, Olave is good. Absolutely,
he is good.
Olave is a dog. And so now the question is, can we go get another running back? We need one, right? No matter what, I'm pretty sure Kamara will be going for about 4 or 5 games. So we're gonna need some reinforcements. So V, now it's your turn.
All right.
Can we talk about how you feel about Daniel Jones?
Sure. I like Danny. Okay, but I don't think Danny was our guy. I don't think so. I really wanted the Giants to sneak and steal Lamar Jackson. Montgomery's available from Chicago.
Yeah, and he's a dog, and we need him. Go ahead, V.
Get him, Saints.
It's your world.
I was really all in on maybe the Giants might get Lamar. Might snatch him, but no. We throw our money away at Danny. So Danny, it's time. Danny made a clap. So Danny, it's time for you to show up and be that guy. Like last season, I'm not mad. I think the Giants looked good last season. I even with all of our injuries, even when Danny got killed and was taken out, and we had to do rugby to freaking win a game, which was like annoying. Trust me. But like I was proud of him to see him to step up to the plate. But I don't know. We paid you a lot of money, shorty. So it's time for you to make them them bands will make you dance. I'm ready to see you dance now, for real, for real. So as a Giants fan, I'm excited to see this for the season, but I really want to see Danny God bring us back to the playoffs. I want us to get again out of the first round, but now I'm like scared of what we're gonna do with Saquon because we gave all our money to Danny, and I'm just a little bit concerned because we ain't got no receivers. We already know that. We know our weakness is receivers and offensive line. So it's like it's time to now pour that money into that. But we gave it all away. So come on, draft. And since Rick said there's a football hell, football God, please, please, please give the Giants a chance or some type of stuff. If you can't give the Giants, and hear me out, let the Knicks go to the playoffs and win and get the chip. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. If the sports gods want to get in here, thank you. Because according to that show, the movie Soul, y'all been playing with us for a long time, and we are sick of it as New York fans. That's all I'm going to say. But while we're still in the football world, we got another little show to talk about.
We do.
And his name is Mr. Aaron Rodgers, playing this game. Just got an apartment in upper east side in Manhattan. So, homie, you coming for the Jets? Are you going to play for the Jets? Are we all doing all this? And then you'll be like, I'm going to stay in Green Bay. What are you feeling, Rick?
Yo, so if I am him, then I don't know if that's the best move. I would love to be in a place like the Raiders, right? Where I can reconnect with Devontae Adams, like somebody who, I had a strong connection with, and, basically took my career, another level. And then, and not only am I hooking up with him, I'm hooking up with the best running back in the league. Well, the most productive running back in the league last year, Darren Waller's there, right at the tight end spot. You're going to a situation where you have weapons all around you, and then you can be free to like kill. The only problem is that the Raiders may have their eye on a younger talent. And so they even kind of mentioned they're not fully in on the Aaron Rodgers situation. So it's not bad to go to the Jets. You do have great weapons there as well. Breece Hall was actually, he was going to win Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt, right? We're talking about a great wide receiver and out there as well, and Wilson. So as you look at that team, they look good. I like where they're headed.
They need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback, and he could be that guy. At the same time, look.
I don't know how Aaron's going to do in New York.
This is what the thing for me. If he plays for the Jets, that would be so funny. Literally following in Favre's footsteps.
Literally. And also for those AFC East fans, I know they are going to be, I'm going to say it's clean. They're going to be shook. They're going to be shook. Because now you have Josh Allen out there. You have Tua, especially a healthy Tua, and you add Aaron Rodgers. If you're a Patriots fan, you are literally about to freaking have an aneurysm. You got all these quarterbacks that have these dynamite teams now, and that means Belichick got to get a new quarterback immediately. But the voice said next he would need to steal from poor people in his home state.
If he's truly trying to be Favre.
It's not hard to steal from the poor in Cali. I'll put it that way.
Yo, how you feel about this comment?
They will need to get half of that money. He made that boy look serviceable. I agree. Dable, if it wasn't for Dable, Danny would be throwing a pick here, there. I would have ripped all my hair out and then became a complete full-time Packers fan and cried myself to sleep every day. So shout out to Dable for doing what he did, because he definitely did train Danny. But then he trained Josh Allen. Like, y'all act like Josh Allen's still not that guy. He's still that guy. But he just needs to get his stuff together. But Josh Allen play. And the man who trained that young man is training my quarterback. I'm happy about that. That's why Dable does deserve a raise. I believe he won Coach of the Year, correct? I
have to go check it. We can check
I believe he won Coach of the Year this year.
Yo, voice, check that for me, bro. Check that for me, voice.
Our voice gonna get on it. So he gonna get it. But I'm thinking honestly for Aaron, if he goes to the Jets, literally is following Brett Favre's footsteps. But I
Not
just can't see.
literally, because he did the whole well, yeah, he did. Well, I don't know which one. I forgot which one he did first. Did he do the Jets first and then the Vikings? I think he did the Jets first,
Jets
then the
and Vikings.
Vikings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Aaron will never do that. Aaron will never play for the Vikings.
Mm,
Never,
I don't
never.
know if we can ever say never. But here's the thing. I got one more thing to talk about in the football world.
Okay.
You want to do it after the break?
Yep. Let's get to it.
All right. When we come back, we need to talk about why nobody wants Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And that's weird and wild to me. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Yeah. Come on, let go, man. Yeah. I wanna be remembered for the good I did, not for accolades and accomplishments. Did I treat people with the love of God? Walking my purpose, seeking no applause. Did I tear down idols that were in my way? And in my darkest moments, did I keep the faith? Here to give a message, man, forget the fame. Can't allow our hearts to remain the same. We need to change. Forget the money, the cars, and the clothes. None of that's gonna last when it's our time to go. Gotta stay focused, gotta run your race. Time to get to it, cause we in the last days. Tell me what's your legacy? What's your legacy? What's your legacy? Tell me what's your legacy?
Hi guys, welcome back, and it's time to get to our last topic of the day, which is the one, the only Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, as of yesterday, was franchise tagged by the Ravens. Rick, why doesn't anyone want Lamar?
So I'm not necessarily saying that nobody wants Lamar, but nobody's probably willing to break code. It seems like collusion is happening. And here's what I mean by that. So, do you remember the Deshaun Watson situation?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Deshaun Watson, he had all these allegations, but 3 teams were hot for him at the time. Or actually, like I think it was 4. So
Yes.
the Saints, it was the Falcons, the Panthers, and then the Browns, right? And it seems like he was going to have to choose between the Saints and the Falcons. But then the Browns came out of nowhere and gave him ridiculous amounts of money, right? Protected him that first year while he was going to be suspended, and then followed that up by fully guaranteeing his contract. And the fully guaranteed quarterback contract was about to be a thing. And everybody was rumoring that Lamar Jackson wants his contract fully guaranteed as well. The NFL owners are basically coming together, it seems, to show not only Lamar Jackson, but everybody else who's looking for money that the fully guaranteed contract thing for quarterbacks is not a thing that they're willing to support. So 15 minutes basically after Lamar Jackson is given the non-exclusive tag, which means that anybody can talk to him, the Falcons, who need a quarterback like people in the desert need water, right? Say we're out on Lamar Jackson. Who are you to say you're out on Lamar Jackson? But they did it, right? Followed by the Commanders, the Panthers, the Raiders, just team after team after team.
A bunch of teams that desperately need a quarterback.
That need a quarterback, like everybody need a quarterback so bad, right? All these people, and a few teams have not come out and said that yet, like the Jets, the Bucks, they haven't come out quite and said it yet, right? But a lot of teams have come out and publicly said we're not in the Lamar Jackson sweepstakes. Now, that could be for a few different reasons, and I'll lay them out here. One, because they're in on the collusion situation and they want to make it a thing to where we're not fully guaranteeing contracts. That could be one thing, right? Another thing could be because Lamar Jackson does not have an agent. So Lamar Jackson is negotiating his own contracts, and they may want to deal with an agent and not want to deal with him, in a one-on-one situation. Another thing may be his injury history. Lamar Jackson has only played 12 games in the last, he's played 12 games in the last 2 seasons. So 12 one season, 12 in the other season. But there's 17 games that he missed the playoffs this year, which they thought he would play in. So there are a few different reasons there, right? To where you may not want to fully invest in Lamar Jackson. But we're talking about a former MVP in the prime of his career, right? And somebody who would definitely not only sell tickets, but basically, right, revolutionize your franchise. You're talking, you Are you serious with the whole not wanting Lamar Jackson thing when he could be Vic 2.0 for the Atlanta Falcons and really revolutionize the way the Falcons fans like come to the game, tailgate, right? Follow the Falcons. It'll be a whole thing here. I'm here. It will be a whole thing here.
Yeah.
You don't want that money. You don't want in on that. You wildin'. The Houston Texans. I don't know why they're not in on this. They have 2 first-round draft picks right now.
And they are when you saw that's one of the sorriest teams out here.
And I'm thinking I'll definitely be in on that, right? The Miami Dolphins said they were out, but look at what they have look at the weapons they have. You're talking about adding ridiculous amounts of speed to the offense, and they're always talking about, look, last year they were in on Tom Brady. They were in on Tom Brady, right? And this year they're still being rumored to be in on the Tom Brady situation.
Tom Brady's not coming back to play football.
Well, the scuttlebutt at the combine was that he's not quite done. So
Tom said that he has adopted 2 kittens. He's not doing a daggone thing.
Tom
know also these boys are getting bigger and faster.
Tom be doing a lot of this, and then he be switching up.
That one hit will make you sit down and be like, you know what? I was happy at home on that couch.
Listen, I don't know.
Tom come back. But
I don't know. The scuttlebutt is that he may not be done, and I don't, you know, I don't disbelieve that too much. But what I'm saying is that why?
I don't understand. I really I understand that they do think he costs a lot, you know, and they with the contract he wants, they don't want to pay him. They just don't. And also on the NFL side, why would you? Because
why would I pay Lamar Jackson?
Like, if I don't have to, why would I? Like, from like the business aspect of it. The moral side, of course, I'm like, this young man clearly showed that if he's not playing quarterback, your team ain't gonna pull out that win every time. Because I believe if Lamar played, I believe they went to the playoffs. If he played that last game, I do believe they would have won. But he didn't, and that other young man who did well, he did okay, got exposed badly by the Bengals. Exposed. So okay, unnecessary. And like so it's a random fuzz. So like yeah, so like you could definitely tell that he's necessary. But on the business side, they're just like, if we just franchise tag him, he gonna be right here.
Well, listen. I forgot to tell y'all that last thing. Yeah, so we got thank you, voice at the end. Yep, Dayball, 2023 Coach of the Year. All right, shout out to the voice. Appreciate you, my guy. But okay, so hear me out. Another thing, the last thing that I forgot to say, is that teams may not want to negotiate for the Ravens. So I think in the last 30 years, only one person who has been given the non-exclusive tag, right, signed with negotiated with a team and then signed with that team, and it wasn't matched. And so I feel like any team believes that if they do negotiate with Lamar Jackson, they're just doing the work the Ravens are supposed to do for themselves. So they could basically, make a beautiful contract for him, right? Sign him. It's going to be a deal. And then the Ravens would just match that contract and just go from there, because the Ravens are trying to basically let the market dictate what they pay this young man, as opposed to them having to do the work themselves, which means that the other team would have to go through the negotiations with Lamar Jackson, not with an agent, but with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
And they would have to go through that struggle and go through all that stuff. And then finally the Ravens would just say, thank y'all, and we'll just take that contract. Mm-hmm. And teams may not want to do that. And so those are all my thoughts. But
I would tell Lamar right now, I would say, hey, I understand you don't want an agent, but get one. Get one that can fight for you on your behalf. Because again, the legal pieces of everything. That's why agents are necessary, because most of them have legal training. They either are lawyers or they went to law school. They study how contracts are done. That's just how the whole NFL PA does their thing. When they get you when they put agents through their exams and through their training, most of them have legal background. So they can be able to dissect those contracts for you, explain, okay, this is what we need, if we're gonna go after this, this is what you need to know. A, B, C, and D. Because he's probably like, why don't they want to negotiate with me? Why would they want to?
But what if I mean, he's been out for a while, and he's wanted to be his own agent. What if he's been doing that work for himself? And what
which
if
that would be awesome. But
yeah,
sometimes
what
it's
if he's
hard.
like that?
And which, if that's the case, shout out to him. But sometimes when it's about us or if it's too close to home, we
Hmm.
can't, separate our emotion from what's actually happening. Because what we're seeing here, like you said, these teams don't want to do the Ravens' work. They're like, you got you a gem here and you don't want to pay him. Well, until y'all finish working that out, we'll come in and get you on the back end. Like, you don't like that boy deserves more than that. And I believe he had somebody else there advocating with him besides himself that would help. But also, like you said, that injuries do give teams hesitation because if I'm the Falcons who do need a quarterback, and last year we had Marcus Mariota who was out for most of like the year. Like, do I really want to get a quarterback that can get popped one good time and then he ain't gonna play no more?
So I like what you're saying. That's very true. That scares me a little bit with Lamar Jackson, but I'm gonna tell you something. Lamar Jackson has been a phenomenal player
Yep.
on a really good team, but not a really good offense, right? Because they
Yes.
haven't always surrounded him with the best weapons at wide receiver.
They don't got a wide receiver.
And they haven't really put him in an offense that would challenge him to be that would challenge his skill set, right? There's been a lot of running in that situation. So if I am any team, I take the risk, I do the work, and I go through it with him. I try my best to set the market so high, right? To where the Ravens would have to, go in and match. And if they do, then so what, right? I'll cripple them for years. But I would do my best to go and get Lamar Jackson. Teams may not want to give up the money and the 2 first-round draft picks because that's what it's going to cost. But I would, especially if I'm the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. Falcons, Texans, you need a quarterback.
Big
You need to look
facts.
at Lamar and stop respecting this young man. He does deserve his money. And he does definitely deserve a team
Big
with
facts.
an offense that's semi together, for goodness sake. Well, you guys, that's our end of our show today. Again, it's International Women's Day, so I'm gonna give Rick a chance to say happy International Women's Day to the people in his life that matter, which should be your wife, should be your sisters, should be your
I
mother.
don't need no help. I'm ready. Nah. No, shout out to my beautiful wife, first of all, right? My wife is remarkable. She is my rock. She, she does everything. I mean, in every part of my life, she's been so phenomenal for me. And I'm talking about not only just being a really, really beautiful woman, right? Which is always great. But on top of that, just a supporter, a challenger, somebody who, is always just moving me in the right direction. So I love my wife. She is amazing. She's been incredible she's the reason we're on YouTube, honestly, right? Because the whole time I'd have just been on doing my podcast, but she was like, baby, get on YouTube. Go make us that YouTube money, baby. And so and so yeah, my wife is phenomenal, and not only is she remarkable, but she's my best friend. So I love her to death. On top of that, my mother, my beautiful, awesome mom. My mom so I will be speaking at a graduation at some point. Yeah. And so my mom hooked that up. My mom has been out in these streets, right? Like really going to work for our family. So not only did she get me a gig, but she got my little sister speaking at a graduation as well. She has my little sister right now on a book tour. So shout out to my yes, my youngest sister. She wrote a book called Sparta's Adventures. And so she actually came with us. Nakia came with us to cover the Legacy Bowl, right? And so she was there. We did a interview there about her book, but she is a writing genius. She's a rap star, and she's a great woman, right? And so my mom has been out in these streets, like hooking up Nakia and having her go around and do her thing. Shout out to my mom, shout out to my sister, but also shout out to my other sister, Rochelle. Listen, Rochelle is like, golly, how can I say? Rochelle is probably the most gangster person of all of us, right? Like she'll say anything, she'll go hard, anything, anybody, anytime, right? She's like a strong backbone. But on top of that, she's like a second mom right now. Sometimes she's always telling us, like giving us advice and challenging everybody, right? Rochelle's awesome, but she also has my 2 nephews, and she's a phenomenal mother to them. And so shout out to her. I love her. See, you shouldn't have did this. I can go on forever
Hey,
talking about
man,
all of.
I'm giving you a second to just shout out women because
I
you're gonna be some shots on my show.
I can go on. I can go on forever. He probably talking about me saying my mama out here in these streets. I meant I meant that my mom's out here really going to work for
Yeah,
us.
she's
Right?
doing the amazing stuff. Congratulations on speaking engagements. Congratulations to women in your life.
Yeah.
Again,
And
I'm getting shout out to myself. Period.
listen,
I'm that icon. Period. I'm that chick. Period. Okay.
Can I get one more shout out?
Sure, get one more in there.
All right, cool. I do want to shout out. Well, I can go on forever because but I do want to shout out the ladies who help us move this podcast forward. Right. I definitely want to shout you out, V. You are phenomenal, right? Listen, the V Report is actually the V Report was a podcast that had 100 consecutive episodes, right? And more than that, but 100 consecutive episodes before we ever came here. So V been running her thing for mad long, and she was the most consistent on the whole network, right? And so I was like, look, is there a possible way for us to, make this a thing and go on YouTube? And so V was challenged by it, but she stepped up and she's like, let's do it, right? And so so we're here, and then we went live, and right. And so shout out to V. And you are an awesome woman as well. Shout out to CSPN, is who we call her. And actually, I need you to say that. Can you say CSPN? Because my lisp is going to get in the way.
CSPN.
So C is out here. She was covering the WNBA for us. She was rocking out. Like, she's always live, and she's always she's willing to take that challenge too, right? And that's one of the things that happens on this network. I'm like, I'll challenge, and she'll step up to that challenge, and she really did that. Shout out to Camille. If y'all don't know Camille has been helping us to get to all these places that we're trying to go to. When we want to cover stuff live, Camille has been doing that. So shout out to Camille. She's a phenomenal lady as well. A spiritual lead for us. So when we on that trip, she led us in the Bible study. So shout out to her. Shout out to Queen Marva, who's been handling business, holding down the Gremlin show. Shout out to Queen Marva. She's been great. And so we are surrounded by phenomenal women who help push this podcast and this network forward. And our whole company, right? There's a lot of things that help us to, really soar. And the wind beneath our wings are the ladies who really help us out. So, shout out to you all. And I'm glad to be a part. I'm glad that you said yes to the interview, and then yes to, being a part of our network. C2, I went and found her. I'm glad she said yes. And I'm glad the people who are part of our network, Miss Marva too, right? I'm glad everybody said yes and trusted us to help you all see your dreams come true. And that's all we really want to do.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Happy International Women's Day, ladies. And let's all take care of ourselves, be safe out here, and get ready to get through this month of March so we can get to the spring. All right. You guys take care. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yo, Venora, like, that's the last time I'm going to let you shout out women.
You're fine. You are absolutely fine.
I want to tell y'all to go to the podcast, right? Go to the podcast and give y'all a little clip of it right here.
That with this game, both offenses played amazing. Shout out to Pat Mahomes for being literally brought back to get in this game. He got whatever he got in that locker room. I ain't saying to none. Whatever happened in that locker room, they got that boy back out there, and he was doing what Pat Mahomes does best. However,
shout out to V. Shout out to the podcast. I want y'all to go to Spotify, follow us on Spotify, show us some love there, and that's where you're gonna get you'll get the audio version of this, because the V Report still rolls as an audio podcast as well. So thank y'all. We love y'all. God bless y'all. Let's see. I want my dream of a schedule to come through. Hallelujah.
Yo, not come at the end and just throw shade and then leave. Oh my God, I'm crying.
Ain't no better way to do it. All right, V, tell your people goodbye. We out.
Take care, everybody. Take care. Bye.